Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von The Council. In der letzten Folge habt ihr gelernt, was passiert, wenn ein YouTuber sagt, ich weiß, so funktioniert es nicht, macht's dann aber trotzdem. Und mit diesem Bild sind wir aus der Folge rausgegangen. Und ich glaube, meine letzten Worte waren, wir brauchen irgendwie sowas wie eine Kerze, wo wir den Brief drüber halten können. Und dann hatte ich, glaube ich, nur gesagt, wir haben keine. Und allein in diesem Bild sehe ich nicht nur mehrere Kerzen, sondern ich habe noch einen Royal Jelly gefunden. Aber wir können diese Kerzen hier unfortunately nicht nehmen.
Look, markings on the floor.
Und die bringen uns immer noch nichts.
Just a bit worn out.
Ja, ist ja gut. Nimm mal hier das Jelly aus dem Regal, da oben. Oh, ist klar, Digga. Gut, wir brauchen also eine Kerze. Eine Kerze, die wir nehmen können, anzünden können und dann den Brief drüber halten. Ich weiß doch, dass es so geht, aber wir können irgendwie... Irgendwo... Sonnenlicht will wahrscheinlich auch gehen. Aber etwas länger dauern. Keine dieser Kerzen lässt sich verwenden.
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Und schon wieder wird das Kissen angezeigt, von dem wir wissen, da kommt eine Nachricht. Ist nichts.
Nothing.
Da. Überlegen, wofür man sie benutzen könnte. Kerze nehmen.
Well, I think I've searched everywhere. Maybe I should try it out on the book.
Ja. Oh Mann. Ich wusste doch, wie es geht. Jetzt haben wir die halbe Botschaft kaputt gemacht. Die ganze Seite beschmiert und... Ja, guck nicht so clever. Hier, Seite mit Kerze bräunen. Ja, natürlich funktioniert das. Habe ich doch als Kind auch gemacht.
Let's see what my mother wrote.
Hätten wir mehr Geduld gehabt.
Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, it could be anywhere. Damn! The message continues, but thanks to me, the rest of the text is unreadable. Great. I hope it wasn't a unique edition or Mother's gonna kill me. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Mitglied des Ordens, okay. Also Medusa, wir sollten das Buch weglegen. Leg doch das Buch weg. Die Leute kommen doch hier hin. Wenn du die Seite auf, dann kann doch jeder das lesen. Leg's weg. Oh, Spiel, jetzt ernsthaft? Ich war doch so begeistert von dem Spiel bis jetzt, aber das ist natürlich Quatsch. So, das Medusenbild soll man wahrscheinlich jetzt nicht suchen, ne? Wir sollen jetzt erst runtergehen. Oh, das ist aber jetzt echt... Da werden hier Dinge jetzt gelassen, wo wir schon wissen, dass es nicht gut ist. Das ist nicht Medusa, das ist Saturn, das ist auch nicht. Das war's.
Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented herself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Oder das hier?
Inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices. Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room?
Na gut. Wir gehen eine Runde essen, würde ich sagen. Das ärgert mich aber gerade. Ich ärgere mich über mich selbst. Aber gut. Jetzt haben wir das Spiel wahrscheinlich ein bisschen schwieriger gemacht. Und wir haben später ein Level Up.
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
Die sind ja auch alle beim Essen, ne? So, dann nehmen wir mal hier.
Honey.
Ja, ist sogar hier oben schon ein Buffet, obwohl wir gar nicht essen. Schmackofatz, sag ich da mal. Oh.
President George Washington.
Das Ding ist ihm traurig, ja?
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. We'll see him later.
Wieso muss der nicht zwangsessen, so wie ich? Hä? Was ist da los? Ich komme mir diskresimiliert vor.
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
Hä?
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
Was ist denn hier passiert?
A chest with a half circle pattern. My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you will be able to put all of this behind you one day. Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Ich habe schon so viel falsch gemacht in diesem Spiel mit meiner Neugier. Ich weiß ja nicht. Können wir nicht raus? 5 Kreise
3rd of November, 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was for your well-being, but I can't help but blame him. He claims that your condition has worsened and that it could be dangerous for both of us if we met. If only I knew where you were, believe me, I'd be at your side. I haven't received any news from you in a long time. Please write. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. I hope you like the enclosed talisman. August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I'm driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you. But they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer me, please. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
Was geht hier vor? Sich.
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father maintains that the secondary effects of your treatment still trouble you, but that they will soon subside. Should I believe him? I cling to the belief that we shall soon see each other again, at long last. Right soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present you want.
Was ist hier passiert?
An old sesterce from Roman Gaul.
Seile, Pentagramme. Ich will jetzt nicht in den Mittelpunkt gehen, auch wenn ich nicht abergläubisch bin. Man muss es ja nicht heraufbeschwören. Okay, also wir müssen uns merken, wir müssen hier nochmal rein, weil diese Kristalle, wenn wir vielleicht mal durch irgendwas Wissenschaft lernen. Dann können wir uns die mal anschauen. Laufe ich jetzt gerade wieder zurück? Ja. Ich dachte eigentlich, wir hätten schon längst wieder bei der Treppe sein müssen. Okay, na gut. Ach, hier. Hervorragend. Na, dann gehen wir mal runter und dann gucken wir mal, was es Leckeres zu... Falsche Treppe. Huch. Ich glaube, ich habe mich verlaufen. Ah, wie opulent das hier auch eingerichtet ist. Wie geht's denn hier lang? So. Da liegt ein Buch. Ich habe ja immer noch die Hoffnung, dass wir unterwegs immer so kleine Buffs finden, ne? So Bücher zum Neulesen, dass wir Fähigkeiten bekommen und so. Interessant, weil, naja, eigentlich ist es ja ein Adventure. Goldelixier! Hebt alle negativen Effekte auf, die auf dir lasten. Kannst 5 bei dir tragen. Hervorragend. Endlich. Steht einfach so rum. Oh, mal hier.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Die Halbkreisschlüssel. Sekunde, das Essen kann warten. Wir müssen da mal kurz noch mal eine Sache... Wir müssen da mal kurz noch mal eine Sache klären. Wir zwei. Gut, dass ich so behende mit meiner Lederjacke hier rum... laufen kann. Diese fabrikpräzisen Nähte, die gab es ja auch schon zu dieser Zeit. So, ja, hier wollen wir mal eben gucken.
A chest with a half circle pattern.
Ja, mach auf. Oh, was ist da drin? Ja, moin. Oh. Richtig. Nimm erstmal mit, gönn dir.
An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible.
Wissenschaft nicht. Nimm erstmal mit. Das war auch wieder okkultistisch. Mir scheint, dass Okkultismus-Spieler, die das Spiel also auf dem Okkultismus-Weg spielen wollen, dass die möglicherweise hier jetzt in diesem Teil wieder besser vorankommen. Wir hatten ja schon andere Teile, wo andere Fähigkeiten gefragt sind. Wir hatten ja schon den Teil, dass wir in Dialogen sehr viele Sachen anders machen konnten, was ja auch sehr schön ist, ne? Wenn man die Möglichkeit in so einem Spiel, sag ich mal, also ich sag's mal anders. Ich könnte mir vorstellen, dass man dieses Spiel jetzt auf sehr viele unterschiedliche Weisen dann auch spielen kann. Sich einem Hinweise anders erschließen. Wow.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Wir haben ihnen geholfen, da sollten wir ehrlich sein,
My
vielleicht
mother
hilft sie
came
uns.
here to do business with Lord Mortimer, but she seems to have gone missing. So I'm here to find her.
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No, I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars
What?
into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that?
Ah,
There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
damit sie sich dir anvertrauen kann, Mutter zu verstehen, sie nicht drängen.
You're right. I don't want this conversation to turn into an
Glaub ich besser.
interrogation. You've suffered enough already. I respect your silence. Please excuse me.
Well, thank you. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Das stimmt.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they?
Ihre Mutter, nein, ihr Vater, ihre Schwestern.
Haven't you got a sister?
Yes,
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
she's the only one who cares about me.
Ha,
I would
Treffer.
have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
Die Geräusche sind echt
You
unnötig
see,
und passen
before I
überhaupt
was
nicht.
born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No, he went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Home. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's coming for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
Ich glaube, dass diese Wache, da sollten wir uns vor Augen halten, dass das möglicherweise immer eine Person ist, die uns beobachtet, weil vielleicht auch andere Leute das können, was wir können, diese Visionen haben.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service, day and night, sir.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
Das hat ja viel geholfen. So, gucken, ob wir hier noch ein paar Buffs einsammeln können. Jawohl. Dann gehen wir mal essen, würde ich sagen. Hier ist nichts mehr. Mahlzeit! Boah, guckt euch mal diese Räume an. Ich hab Hunger. Ne. Das geht ja gar nicht.
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short.
Gibt's denn da Leckeres?
Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wohlner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Pardon?
Yeah, wonders.
Peru looks totally out of place here. He's counting the 10 sets of cutlery around each plate? The man is completely lost.
It is remarkable.
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the King's table. I am delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself?
Very well.
And your husband?
He's
Frische
poorly.
Brötchen.
The French Revolution gives him terrible
Hähnchen!
headaches.
Oh, I understand.
Oh,
I shall
knuspriges
feel
Hähnchen.
better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor.
Ich hatte gerade noch den Eindruck, es gibt frische Milch.
But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Yes, in a way.
A Prussian-Britannic coalition is not good for France. The last time we fought against them, our empire went up in smoke.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mention that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Diese Musik passt sowas von gar nicht.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
Show us your teeth.
My lord, I only know the prestige of your name. Might I have the honor of getting to know you a little better?
You are Monsieur
Louis Moras de Richet.
de Richet. De Richet. A name with a nobiliary particle. Are you descended from a noble line?
The presence of a particle does not necessarily mean a person belongs to the nobility, nor does it prevent the observance of the rules of etiquette, Monsieur von Wollner.
Certainly not.
What are you doing out there?
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
What do you think, madam?
know of her, sir.
What is this Bonaparte doing here?
The presence of a soldier is never a good sign. It can only mean there's going to be further war. To answer your question, I only know that his family were in favor of the revolution, and that it almost cost them their lives.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Als wenn die so leise sprechen könnten, dass man das über den Tisch nicht hört.
Monsieur de Richet, it would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Certainly not.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis.
I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
I've only just taken over the affair. The agreement will be considered null and void until we've gone through it together. Is that clear?
All right, you seem to know what you're doing. I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Ein Nationalkonvent wird Erfolg haben. Monarchie wieder
It's
ein.
time for Girondins and Montagnards to come together at last and give rise to a republic worthy of all the spilled blood.
Ach, das passt ja nicht.
Both parties must put
Außerdem,
an
warum
end
ist
to
er so
their
groß, der
petty quarrels
Napoleon?
for the good of all.
You must be joking, my friend. Neither side will ever accept the advice of the other. It's simply a lost cause.
Ja, darauf läuft es
Let
dann ja
the
aus,
people
ne?
make their own choices.
You are joking, I hope. The people are simply not capable of taking charge, don't you see? They are an uneducated mob who react on the spur of the moment, incapable of providing a coherent vision for the good of the country. I think there must be a misunderstanding.
What do you mean?
I cannot believe that Lord Mortimer advised me to speak to you. I must have misunderstood. Excuse me, please.
Oh.
Bravo, Louis. Total fiasco.
My friends, I would like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer, and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington.
Washington is a very gifted speaker. Leave him for 5 minutes with sworn enemies and he'll convince them to be friends for life.
Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Jetzt haben wir auch noch Torte da stehen. Bruder muss groß. Eieieiei. Also Leute, ich habe irgendwie jetzt Hunger. Ich gehe mal eben kurz was essen. Bis morgen.